Oh, it signed me out of chat. Why did it sign me out of chat? Does it?
There we go. There's the live feed. All right, now we got it going. Oh, I need to mute that.
There we go. Oh man. Happy Easter, man.
Happy Easter. I had a good session, man, at church. That was fun.
I slept late.
To each his own, I guess.
Uh,
It must have been heartbreaking for that what you're looking at now. I won't spoil it for people who are fans of a certain character, and then they just go, "Are you kidding me?" Like just it's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, so and so's back. Hey, so and so's dead."
I mean, is that really even a spoiler at this point? It happens in the first 5 seconds of the.
What got me is that the whole reason they brought the character back was because people said, "We want this character back. We don't want you to kill him off," like you were saying. And their
Yeah.
reaction is, "We'll give you like a couple of minutes. We're still killing him." Why? Because well, actually, looking at what all our topics, we're determined to lose money. We've decided down this crazy train and we're riding till the wheels fall off. It's not making money. We don't care. We're Disney and we're going to burn down the Magic Kingdom one way or another.
All right.
We can't kill it with Star Wars. We're going to kill it with Marvel. But we're burning the house down. The House of Mouse is on fire.
Oh. All right. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And that's it. That's it, people. It's just me and Q. It's Easter, so Bloodaxe had some family stuff to do. And
plus, he doesn't want to attend this. Like I said, this is a bonfire at the Magic Kingdom.
This is a bit of a, yeah.
This is watch them burn down the Magic Kingdom. Also, gaming still kind of sucks. There you go.
Excuses. So EA always preferred Mass Effect straight up. Dragon Age creator reveals that his and Mass Effect's team didn't get along at BioWare as EA played favorites with its children.
Yeah, the failure of Dragon Age is totally because EA just didn't really like Dragon Age and preferred Mass Effect. It doesn't have anything to do with you making
a trash game.
Trash is almost too good a word. That feels unfair to trash games on some level, man. Like, I feel like that just doesn't feel fair to trash games. Like, I played some trash games. Veilguard was an insult. I believe I said it earlier. Veilguard is not only a terminatable offense that you made this game, it's an ass-whippable offense. Like, you're not unreasonable to get that dev team together if you're an investor and get to kick and tail up and down the hallway because these people took your money and they wiped their taint with it. And it's disrespectful how bad that game is.
Well,
so
I mean, it's EA too,
like
though, man.
EA was playing
we already talked about, Prof being hired, Concord people being hired at EA, after that massive failure. So maybe EA is doing a Disney. I don't know,
maybe it's a race to the cremation. Who can burn it all down first?
Yeah, I'll be honest. At first, this actually gave me some hope for Mass Effect. I'll be honest. I was like, oh, Mass Effect and Dragon Age people didn't get along. But then I found out that like Mass Effect, basically EA, to try to force these two teams to get along, had been swapping out people between the two teams. And I was like, even if the two teams got along, swapping out people during a project is probably not the way to get a good project. Then you're also doing it with people that have animosity towards that team.
Well, you know what? It's okay. I know what can bring them all together. Prof Brown. The Prof's got this. Prof's gonna bring it together, man. I'm telling you. Prof's got it. Prof's like, yo, we gotta work together. If we work together, we can burn this down infinitely faster than we're burning it down right now. If we put teamwork in, we can make Veilguard look like a masterpiece. We're going to make something new on another level.
Quit it, man. Don't do that crap.
They got to be working on something, and the only thing there that's big right now is Mass Effect. They did not bring Prof on to get coffee. No, Prof's a professional that brought in to make teams come together to tear themselves apart.
No, Prof is delusional and thinks they're a professor, which is worse. Not professional.
I have so many cancelable things to say. I'm trying so hard. Everything that came to my mouth, I was just like, whoo, YouTube was going to ban my black ass.
Surprised the last one didn't get banned. So.
Huh?
So probably last week's didn't get banned. I was surprised. Yeah.
I was worse, though. What I had right then loaded in Chamber, but I was like, oh, I can't say any of that.
Oh.
But let's believe in Brown.
Let's do that.
Bet on Brown, baby. Professor Brown's got this. Mass Effect is so screwed. I don't even know what they're going to do. What are they going to do? I don't know how they're going to mess it up, but they're going to find a way. Because I also never would have, you couldn't have convinced me Veilguard could exist. If you told me that some stuck-up female Quinari, I'm sorry, I guess I can't say female, some stuck-up Quinari was going to be giving me the digs about their identity and making me do push-ups if I get it wrong, I would have never believed you. I would have called you a phobe. I'd be like, dude, don't mess with them like that. They're not going to do anything like that. That's just rude. That's ridiculous. I would have literally defended them and said, you are being rude and selling them short. They're not that tacky. That community is not that tacky. I would not have believed you. I literally wouldn't have believed you. And that's what shocks me about that game. Is I'm looking at this and I'm going, this is insulting to everybody they think it's helping. It's not even a positive. You know I get triggered by that. My trigger is when they call themselves helping and they insult you. And man, do they do that a lot. I'm helping. No, you're not. Let's put a black character in the game. Cool. Who is he? Hey there. That ain't the black character I want, man. Did you do a survey? You must have did it in freaking San Francisco, because that ain't what we're looking for. So, you know. Yeah. It's bad work, dude. It's bad work.
Well, maybe some people seem to be looking forward to this next one. I am actually looking forward to it. I'm hoping it is done well.
I broke my teeth on Oblivion. That was my first Elder Scrolls game. I am curious to see it remastered. While I would have preferred Morrowind, because I'm hearing so much about Morrowind that I really want to play it. But when I tried to go back, I couldn't even mod it to a point that I could handle, its age. Its age was too much for me. But maybe this will be the precursor to a Morrowind, remaster as well. So I don't mind going through Oblivion again. I mean, especially if I get to have stats and actually strategize my character. I mean, I thought Skyrim was dumbed down. Even though I like Skyrim, it was dumbed down from Oblivion a lot. Just like you always tell me Oblivion is dumbed down from Morrowind. Well, at least Oblivion is closer than Skyrim. And maybe it'll lead to a Morrowind revival as well.
So it'll be interesting to see. They have admitted to, I think, making a couple of changes with the HUD and the stamina system, which means they may have made other changes as well. Apparently they made some changes also with the bow.
You know what? Here's an aside. I could add a little mini topic in to fill us out. I hope they don't do this. I mentioned this a minute ago. I was talking to you before, so I said I hope that they have the good magic that they had after they released the DLC for it, which kind of made the magic a little more like Morrowind. I haven't heard them say whether this remastered is all of the content or just the main game. And that made me think about, well, I don't think they would try to sell us that DLC again. But then I thought about it, and it reminded me of some stories I heard about Nintendo Switch 2. I just heard some more complaining. The Switch 2, another thing, we covered it last week about it, is that, you know your games you have on Switch? Well, when you get your Switch 2 and you load the games up, if you want to get the Switch 2 version that's upgraded, you got to pay more money to get on the game.
So it is believed from the leaks that this will include the DLC. Now, they also said there's going to be a deluxe edition that will have some extra weapons and horse armor.
As long as it isn't the actual content, because like the Isle of Madness and all that, I'm hoping you can do all of that in the game, the regular game. But I was commenting on this just because I found out that the tech demo for the Switch 2 also had a charge. So Nintendo's charging you for the tech demo for the dang thing. Like, they are just charging arm and a leg. And I thought about that when I wondered if they were going to charge. That Switch is a money grab beyond belief. They're like, no, you want to play this on your Switch 2? Pay us extra money even though you own the game. You want to try our tech demo out? See how it works? Yeah, sure, you're still going to have to pay us for the tech demo. Who charges for a tech demo? Who charges for a tech demo? Like, Nintendo is on a rampage, man. They have gone full Megacorp, just off the cuff. Hopefully Bethesda won't do that here, and they won't try to turn around and then go, hey, $30 DLC for the remastered, Oblivion. But who knows? They already got a deluxe edition where they actually brought back the infamous horse armor, the first DLC that they are notorious for. So don't give a flip seems to be pretty common with these companies these days. I don't know if we're in for enough for me to start dropping F-bombs. But, don't give a flip seems to be the rule when it comes to money. I mean, hey, we're going to go on to some other people who are allergic to making money. This whole show is almost, look at how these people are allergic to making money.
I will say that, man. I mean, looking at the screenshots for Oblivion, it looks nice.
I always thought Oblivion was more interesting than Skyrim, too. I'm going to love going back to Oblivion. I loved searching the Aeolian ruins, man, and just and going through the gates, the Oblivion gates. I think I did like it more in a lot of ways. Skyrim's a great game. It was a modern game, and modding Skyrim made it as way better than any other Skyrim game. But the base game, I think I had more fun in Oblivion. For one thing, I did almost everything in Oblivion. I played Oblivion and tried to do every quest in the game. There are whole parts of Skyrim I've never been to. I told you that. I've never done the west side of the map. The whole going into the mines and the Forsworn. And I burned out on the game so fast. I just never got around to completing even most of the map. I complete the DLC and stuff, but the main game got repetitive and boring really quick for me for some reason. I didn't have that experience in Oblivion. Just being real. So I'm looking forward to this. I don't know what to expect, but I'm looking forward to it.
I explored a lot of Skyrim, and I mean, the West Coast has some good stuff, man. You're missing out if you hadn't done the West Side.
I can only take so much Skyrim, dude. My character just isn't I don't feel as invested in him. That lack of stats and just that extra grit on my build takes me out of it. And the base game's magic is really not impressive. And then when I mod it, it keeps crashing. Because when I mod the heck out of it to make it better, I tend to have some crashing issues because I do lore rim. I do massive mod lists. Then I got to wrestle with those mods. So usually what happens is I'm having a good time. Then eventually I get tired of the slower loading or the game sometimes crashing. Then I just delete it and wait for the next RPG to come along. Weirdly enough, it's not a new Elder Scrolls. It's an old Elder Scrolls. That's the world we live in. Best Elder Scrolls is going to be released. It's probably going to be a remaster of an old Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
That's king of re-releases. You know that. Them and Naughty Dog are big on re-releasing the same game over and over.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's all the gaming news we actually have. The rest of it's TV and movie.
So, a rare case of it seeming like we don't see this often, where anime acts like it's allergic to money.
Well, I mean, it's so a lot of people complained about there being a lot of still frames, which we actually mentioned when we watched the first episode.
Yeah, a lot of still frames. Yeah.
Additionally, it does seem like they're skipping things that I would consider important on character development.
Give them the background. Tell them why you know about it.
Well, yeah. So this is So this anime is derived from a book and a manhwa. And so
it's called The Beginning After the End, for those if you're listening. And it is a manhwa turned anime, yes.
Yeah. And so now it's an anime, and everybody that saw it was like, oh, this is going to be the next Solo Leveling.
I don't see that, but
well, everybody thought it because so a little more background is the author is Korean, so it's another Korean created IP going Japanese anime studio. Now the creator doesn't actually live in Korea. He actually lives, I think, in Seattle. He was born in Korea, moved to America. But he created this series. And I mean, people who read the book, once again, I mean, why do people swarm to Solo Leveling? It was a very popular manhwa and a very, popular web novel. Same thing sort of goes with this. It's a very popular web novel. So popular it even has it's even on Audible. So it's been fully done in audio as well.
So the expectation was because the manhwa is really big and really popular and good. Yeah. But the thing is, Solo Leveling got a really good adaptation of its really good manhwa. And I can already tell you from watching this, we watched the first episode, and I was like Zeno was like, hey man, yeah, this is we gotta check this out. We need to see this because he's consumed the manhwa. I'm sitting there going like, okay, there's potential here. I'm waiting. Like I see potential for this to get good, but I wasn't nearly wowed over like the first episode of like Solo Leveling, which just caught you with some graphic visuals and violence.
Like honestly, the key points to this was how well he did a character. There's a lot of the reincarnated characters that don't really feel like mentally like they should as a reincarnated person.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the book and stuff is his internal thoughts that actually make it good. And you lose most of that with the anime.
Well, fair enough.
Because I mean, just the way he looks at the world, of course, his past life, his personality, a lot of that isn't really. I don't feel like a lot of that's translating well for the anime, and but supposedly it is doing really well in Japan. So,
well, I mean, like I said, I don't know how well it's going to do. Because one of the things you said they removed is that it's actually a pretty dark and serious anime, a manhwa. And when you looked into it, one of the removals is a kind of poignant scene for a person. We won't spoil it, but it's kind of...
Now, I will say they added a scene, though, that was pretty dark as well, which I don't recall being in the books. So, I mean, they are trying to still sort of keep him dark, or his past life dark, but I think they're just they did it in a different way, and it actually plays the character different.
Well, to go into what our article here is about, though, tell them about the main thing you found out here from Turtle Meat.
I was getting there. So anyway, with a lot of people complaining, Turtle Meat has come out to say basically that when he chose the studio, basically, because he thought that studio would do the story right. Because as he found out as he was doing this, that basically the studios weren't going to let him get really involved in the process like he is. I mean, he's the writer of the novel. With the manhwa, he is his approval is asked for each segment. So, and then with the anime though, he just sort of had to hand it over and step away. So he basically just came out and was like, don't blame me.
Well, I mean, he's credited as the story supervisor for the anime. I'm reading that there. It's saying that on the official website, he's credited as a story supervisor. So that conflicts a little bit with his claims of the reason it's bad is not my fault. I'm not involved. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. And I mean, we only got his word here. So I don't know. But yeah, he basically came out though and was like, wasn't me. So.
But basically, I mean, some of the complaints too, he can't really pull that on because, like, a lack of character movement, quality is something that you can't cop out of. It's like you gotta enforce that. You gotta go, hey guys, that scene's bad. In my opinion, you gotta do that. You don't sit back and just go, when you see them doing a really bad job. Now I get it, animation's expensive. And can be tricky because he says that. He says, well, there's a lot of technical aspects and budget. I'm like, well, then you picked the wrong studio. If you couldn't pick it, you should have picked a studio that could afford to animate your anime. You know what I'm saying? Like that is on you if you picked a studio that's telling you, hey, man, we can't do this scene. That's too expensive to animate. I'm like, that's not the studio you want for your product.
Well, dude, honestly,
wait till a bigger studio picks it up.
I mean, watching the first episode and stuff, the still frames isn't what bugged me. I'm fine with that. But the omission of complete parts, that's what's getting me.
Well, see, I don't know the parts that are missing. So as a person who hasn't read the manhwa, I don't think the quality's that bad. I've only seen one episode. But, I mean, was it as high quality as some of the other stuff we watched? We watched a whole bunch of first episodes. We did an anime night. We watched a bunch of stuff's first episodes. And, I mean, to give you an idea, it's the one we didn't watch another episode of immediately, where we watched, like, all the episodes available.
Well, when we watched it, it only had one episode available.
Oh, I thought okay, so it only had one. Okay, take it back. But, so we don't have enough over here to compare to how the animation quality measures out further on. But from what I'm hearing, I don't really see why anybody would lie and say that it's got still shots. Because we've seen enough animes that are notoriously bad about that. Like, that's a common issue with a lot of the newer animes, is characters will just not be moving in the scene. And they'll even stop animating the combat partway through. Where first they were swinging, now it's just still shots panning out. That is a real common issue, so I don't have a hard time believing it's possible because me and Zeno and Jarek have sat through a lot of the newer animes with this very lazy problem of the animation is not being continuously done throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters are sitting in the scene. There's no wind blowing, nothing's moving in the background. It's just panning. What they do is they pan the camera angle on the shot, but the shot itself is just a still.
I mean, oddly, what I'm getting is the most popular anime this season has become the Chinese anime To Be Hero X, which is a weird anime.
I mean, we watched, I think, every episode that was available of that to us. And I still couldn't tell you what the heck it's about. But I will say this. It's interesting. I mean, I'm going to watch at least another episode minimum because I got to know what the flip is this about. I've got to know. I need answers, man.
Yeah.
I need answers because the first episode didn't even seem to be connected to the second episode. And the second episode doesn't seem to be connected to what's coming up next.
Oh, man.
So I went out of those episodes going, I don't even know what I'm watching. I couldn't tell you. But it's interesting. It's something. That's my answer.
It's interesting.
It's something. By the way, that shot there, when he's pointing at, yeah, no. That's all I'm going to say. No. What? I'm sorry. I don't care about spoilers. No. They know they're wrong for that.
Oh, I know it's
You had the arrow on the bloody pillow
I
shot.
didn't intend to have it there.
Yeah, no. That's all I'm saying. No. You'll understand if you watch the second episode. You won't understand if you just watch the first. That's the kind of anime that you gotta watch the second episode.
That shot. That's the shot.
That's so wrong. Oh my God. We couldn't stop miming that all night. Everybody in the room at least 3 or 4 times did that. You know what? Watch it. I can't describe this to you. You need to watch it because it's something compared to the other one. The beginning.
Well, I wasn't sharing my screen when the other one was up, so they don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's not about the beginning after the end.
Oh.
Comparatively, this one was more interesting.
Yeah.
Like, this one's interesting. I was just like, what the flip? And I mean, they keep rolling with that. Their goal is to have you end every episode with some form of WTF, and they are not ashamed to use every dirty trick in the book to get that. There is no shame here. They have no shame. It is interesting. You know, I didn't end this. There's not an episode of that I didn't end going, what? What was, huh? And then Zeno looks at me and he's like, I don't know, man. I'm watching this with you. And I'm like, but you usually read the book or something. You got nothing. He had nothing. He's like, I don't know. I ain't got nothing on this one.
I don't know if there is a book. So, and I mean, it's Chinese. Let's see.
I do not believe this has a book.
Let's see if it has a novel.
No, it does. It's a donwa. I just saw it on the last screen. I saw under the wiki for it. It's a donwa, which I think is a form of novel. So I know what manhwa is.
I think that may be graphic novel then. Yeah.
Yeah, probably a graphic novel. Yeah, see above it. There's a China. Oh, okay. No.
It does actually have novels. Maybe.
So there you go.
I don't know. I don't think it does.
No, go back. Let's go back one above it. There on Wikipedia, it says it's a Japanese original donwa.
Okay.
You can click on donwa to see what a donwa is.
Chinese animation
It's an animation. So no, it is not a book.
No. Okay. Yeah, it's just anime.
There you go. So the answer is there's not a book. Apparently, there is just the animated series. And it's very. So I'm not surprised that it's what it is. It's very. Don't give a flip. You might find the most amazing thing you've ever seen on Very, or the worst thing you've ever seen on Very.
Yeah.
And in the same series.
Yeah. So.
I've
Hero X. Check it out.
Very.
Yeah.
I've also what is wrong with these horses? You know, I mean, we could talk for hours about Very.
Don't get me started on the animated horses. Carriages. Oh, that's not just Billy though, man. That's like become like a staple in anime. Anytime there's a carriage, for some reason it can be a fully drawn anime, and for some reason they will digitize the horse and buggy.
Poorly. I want to emphasize poorly. Like not even PlayStation. We're talking about maybe 64 at best. Like Nintendo 64 horse animation at best. They look awful, and it is so uncanny valley. Now let's see who else is hemorrhaging money.
All right. Well, we got some back-to-back Disney trailers that released this week. First one up is the Thunderbolts final trailer, where we see a lot of emotion.
Look, man, that's not Scarlett Johansson. I ain't feeling it. It's like, look, see, Scott, that's not even fair, putting them two together. Like, there's an actress, and then there's a person that wishes they were that other person. That's like the Snow White movie. That's bullying. Scarlet is Black Widow. My Black Widow. I'm sticking with that. We're not taking any substitutes. The real problem
everybody, every screen just looks so sad. It looks like just a bunch of people who just don't want to live anymore.
It's very dusty and sad, yes. The real problem is I don't know how this movie is a movie because Sentry. I am pulled up for Xeno, Sentry, and Void. And was not what I pulled up about Void make you look at this movie and go, how? Sentry is a Void. The dark persona of Sentry is a bigger threat than Thanos by Marvel Universe standards. Because, Thanos isn't quite as overpowered in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as he is in the comic book. Sentry is really powerful. This movie should be, and then Sentry saw them, and then the credits rolled. Then the Void saw them, and the credits rolled. But they're dealing with an entity that, the first thing we looked up the Marvel Wiki on it is capable of destroying the Earth with ease, and is potentially capable of destroying the entire universe.
Well, I mean, dude, look right here. They're just turning into
Ash. Well, he can molecular manipulate things. Yes, he can kill people that fast. And there's one shot where he kills an entire city. There's a shot where he does this and a whole city dies. Everybody. He just ashes a whole city. You see it shoot out and it just ashes the whole city. There's him ashing an entire army, but look, there's him ashing an entire city. That should include them. That's them. So how? I actually told Xeno, I said, talk no jutsu. That's all they got, man. They got to just try to make him believe it, man. They got to hit him with that anime protagonist hero talk. You're not a bad person, Sentry. Fight the darkness. I used to be like you. I did bad things too. And I miss Natasha. But I can be a good person, and so can you. Power of friendship. And that's the ending. I just gave you the ending. Sorry, spoilers. They made it all about, I don't even know the name of the other Black Widow wannabe. Natalie? I don't know. Whatever. They're going to talk no jutsu. That's it. She's going to walk out there and stand down Sentry because I'm not going to go there. It's because she's strong and brave. And she's going to tell him to quit and stop being toxic. That is the second time I've made Xeno turn his back on me in this episode.
All right.
I'm doing it again on the next one, right? The next one I'm doing it again. I'm just switching. We're going to hear this bit. There's one more coming.
So we got Thunderbolts. No, I'll say, man, I mean, I like some of the characters in Thunderbolts. But like you said, I don't see how they're really going to make a movie that has that I can have enough suspension of disbelief to think that they can solve this issue.
He shouldn't even realize they were there. He should accidentally kill the Thunderbolts while he's winding out the city. He wouldn't even realize they were present. He would just be going through the city and be like, huh, why is there a shield on that pile of ashes? And a metal arm. Weird. And just keep going. He shouldn't even realize they exist. This is so far a bad mismatch. It's also ridiculous that somebody doesn't show up. Because, again, the Void's powerful enough that this is the one time I ever might say this in my life.
Maybe he can't manipulate vibranium out of manipulate.
I think we need Captain Marvel. Oh, he would ghost Wakanda, dude. Please, I like Wakanda. Don't do that to my peeps. They ain't got no hope.
Well, I'm saying you got a shield and you got an arm. Maybe it has...
you'd have an empty Black Panther costume. What's the point? What? Oh wow, yeah. Look at that empty outfit. It's just lying there. With something dribbling out of the ankle. No, man, come on. Like let me say it because I don't know if I'll ever say this again.
I mean, what I'm saying is it's an alien metal. I haven't read the comics to know what his effect is on that metal. Maybe they can use that somehow to...
He's broken every bone in the Hulk's body, and I believe he's destroyed adamantium with his bare hands, so I don't think it matters. But he's also psychic. Remember, we looked up the power suite of Void. He's also psychic. He has trauma tentacles.
They'll wear tinfoil hats. It'll be fine.
Captain Marvel. I know you don't want to accept it, but for once, we have the movie Captain Marvel should actually be in. She also has some degree of atomic manipulation in her comic book power suite. She's probably, now don't get me wrong, I think Sentry still outclasses her in the comic book, but if you were going to overpower scale Marvel, at least this is an appropriate fight. Captain Marvel versus Sentry. I don't mind if she wins because he's that hard to stop. It's with an S. But like, I don't see how the Thunderbolts do it. I'd rather Captain Marvel show up as much as I don't like the character. Like, he is a overpowered character. He's supposed to be the equivalent of Marvel Superman, but he's way more powerful than Superman because he literally controls matter. He also has atomic matter control. Oh, see, the only way to beat him is by combining their magic and merging to create an entity more powerful than Sentry, channeling the very essence of life and death. I don't think the Thunderbolts can pull that off. Doctor Strange plus Captain Marvel plus Thor, that team.
I mean, being that none of the Thunderbolts have magic.
None of the Thunderbolts have anything above Super Soldier tier. And even then, they only have 2 super soldiers. Well, 3, Bucky. Yeah, they have 3 super soldiers. That's what they got. And 1 person that can phase through objects, which will not protect her from his ability to erase you on a molecular level.
Oh, apparently we aren't the only ones saying it's not possible. If you look at the videos that popped up.
Yeah, talk no jutsu. You see the face. It's talk no jutsu. I already know. We all know what it is. They're going to talk him down, and that's it.
So,
because I mean, another option they offer is you turn into like a god or something. Yeah, look at the beings that have managed to do this. These are some of the most powerful. That was World War Hulk. He managed to go at it with the Sentry. By the way, the Void's more powerful than the Sentry, and unfortunately, they're facing the Void. Yeah, sadly, the Void is way more dangerous than Sentry. Take the Sentry and then have him be possessed by like the essence of darkness, and then you've got the Void. I said Doctor Strange could do it. Thor has beaten him before? Impressive.
Human Torch?
Wait a minute. Oh, this is the original Human Torch, not the Fantastic Four character. The original Human Torch was something else. Was not Johnny Storm. I know what they're talking about. Now, Emma Frost, they did say psionics and magic were an option. And chi. He can be defeated with chi. Absorbing Man, for some reason, can absorb everybody's powers. I don't know why he's got the freaking answer to everything.
Interesting. So, yeah. Then we got on top of that, we got a Fantastic Four trailer. And
one of those characters that was listed there, way more powerful than any Thunderbolt.
Oh, yeah. So, Fantastic Four trailer with the introduction of the female Silver Surfer. So, yay. Not sure. I mean, a lot of issues with
the original Human Torch. Well, just to say this, Yeah, he was synthetically created. He was way more powerful. I remember him. He had like the power of a nuclear warhead in his heat. He was way stronger than Johnny, or at least OG Johnny. I don't know what Johnny's scaled to now, but I remember the original. Yeah, the original Torch could live without oxygen. Like, he was vastly stronger than like the regular Human Torch.
Yeah.
He fought the Namor in hand-to-hand combat, and Namor fights with the Hulk. So the original Human Torch had Hulk level strength. So yeah, maybe nuclear blast. Oh, power stronger. I'm sorry, he scales higher than a nuclear blast. So yeah, OG Human Torch. Yeah, maybe. All right, so the next movie.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before you interrupted.
Time to lose more money.
Fantastic Four. New trailer came out. Now, I will say, I do like the aesthetic and the time period that the movie is held in.
They did a good job of replicating it. Yes.
Yeah.
It has that older feel. It really does.
But yeah, just not a big fan of the female Silver Surfer. I don't really care for her looks. Huh?
Yeah, she doesn't look that good. Remember, I pulled up for him side by sides, and I think they did it better in Rise of the Silver Surfer. I don't think they did a great job on the Silver Surfer, like special effects or appearance. I really can't. Pedro Pascal is not a good actor. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it. Like, every scene, he is not selling this at all. They had a way better Reed Richards in the Doctor Strange movie. They really did. This is the worst Reed Richards they could have pulled. He does not sell it. He does not inspire any level of confidence. He didn't even look convincing in a part where he's supposed to be on the board doing the math. He did not look convincing. Pedro is just too beta, man. He just doesn't pull it off.
I don't know why they did these facial highlights on the Silver Surfer.
She looks really...
Honestly, I think that's the biggest part that throws me. It's the eye highlights and the lip highlights they did here with the black.
I mean, I also don't like that her silver skin almost seems tarnished. Like, I don't know. She just did it. It did not look as good. We pulled it up. It did not look as good as the Silver Surfer. They did it so. It's like in 2007, like the Fantastic Four movie. It was rather disappointing. Now,
I think my biggest complaint though is still that face, man. I think it's the highlights. I really do.
Well, they're replicating that shot, by the way, is literally a replication from the Rise of the Silver Surfer. I showed you the shot where Johnny falls.
Yeah.
You know, that's a replication of the shot. Not as good as the original. The original was way more dramatic. But there's action shots of her too. They just don't look that great because this one shows you both. I'm sorry, that other Silver Surfer just seemed better done. Maybe it is because he is masculine and that weird silver metal form is better and easier to find with male facial features than female facial features. I don't know. The other one looks more watery. Like that was a well-defined face. Like, there's a lot of definition on the Silver Surfer in these shots. This face is very well outlined, even in his silver metal. Here, that looked very artificial. That looked like video game bad. And that looked video game bad. And that animation. Now look at this shot with the lights from the tunnel moving along and just the way he's moving. He's moving so much better than those shots. He just does. He moves infinitely better. I know we don't have as much to work with, but even just that one shot, he's moving way better. So I'm not fond of the special effects on it. The gender swap, just to me, is silly. But that's just him being allergic to money. But unfortunately, they did a gender swap, and then they didn't do a good model of the character. Also, I don't know who they picked for this. I think I've seen the actress, but it looks like a little girl. It doesn't even look like an adult.
Well, and you look at they did do the Silver Surfer female in the comics. And so, you have a base to go off of.
Yeah, no. And this one looks like the young daughter of this one. That looks like a child. I think I'm just being honest. That's the other thing that gets me. Because of the smoothing out of the features, It also looks like a kid, which
Well, I mean, dude. Also, look at how they did a cool flow with the comic's hair. Here they got this like slide back.
there's a hairband there. The eyes are alien because also both the Silver Surfer and Shally Ball are from another planet. So there is a slightly alien look to their features because they're not human. But they didn't catch that there. The way the eyes are turned up. But here, this looks like somebody painted an underage girl silver and someone should go to jail. It looks like you need to call, Chris Hansen. Something's going on.
I don't really see underage girl, but I mean,
looks like a 15.
I mean, it just looks like a petite woman to me, dude.
I don't know. I see a kid, but but it don't matter. The main thing is just that the trailer doesn't catch my interest. Like, I'm not feeling Pedro. I don't know what to think of Ben and Johnny. They get 2 sentences. They get almost no lines in the trailer. Like 75, 80% of the lines are Sue Storm. Could call me a liar. Prove me wrong.
I will say they did decent with the stretch here, though.
I wouldn't say that. That doesn't look great to me.
I think it looks pretty good. I mean,
compared to the stretching in even though it was short-lived because he got killed shortly afterward, I think the stretching in Mouth of Madness is better. Doctor Strange.
I mean, for an action shot, though, I mean, that actually looks pretty good, I think, for an action shot.
That looked cartoony. That looked pretty bad.
Different folks, different strokes. I didn't think it looked that bad.
Oh, God dang it now. You're a jerk to stop on that face.
Yeah, that was a bad stopping point.
Oh, God, Pedro. Please, dude. I might watch the beginning of season 2 of Last of Us 2 just to watch the golf scene because it's going to be Pedro. All right. 4. There's the 4 you need to watch. Last of Us season 2 should start off with a little bit of 4 itself. All right. So, and I mean, like that should have been cooler to me, but for some reason, I don't know why. It's not popping. And I'm a Marvel fan. I watch the Marvel movies, man. I'm adamant about it. Heck, I'm a bit controversial. I like Shang-Chi. I told him that I was like, hey, I would rather watch another Shang-Chi movie. I like the way they reimagined. I don't think
that's controversial, dude. I think it was
controversial. People really hate that movie.
I think it was.
I thought it was all right.
It was controversial at first, but a lot of people took a second look at that movie and did come around to it.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. The star needs to shut the fuck up. Like, the guy who plays like Shang-Chi is a jackass. But I like the martial arts, and I thought the reimagining of the rings was actually pretty cool.
It's controversial if you look at critics, but we also know how critics are, because everybody I talked to, like in real life, they were like, once they gave the movie a chance and actually watched it, they were like, yeah, no, Shang-Chi was much better movie.
Yeah, it's a nice movie. I liked it. Especially, man, the Mandarin's actor was amazing. Like, that dude was awesome. But, like, I'm watching this, and I'm mixed feelings about it. Like, and the bad news is I'm getting people in my ear. It's true. I got people before I watched the trailer telling me it's the Sue Richards show. And I was like, all right, I don't know. Then you become oversensitive to it. You're watching for it.
Yeah.
So maybe it just wasn't, she didn't really do all the talking. Maybe I just felt like that. But I swear that I know Ben and Johnny got like a handful of lines, dude. Like 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
I don't think anybody got a lot of lines, dude.
She got a lot of lines. I do know that. You watch that again. She got a significant.
I mean, she probably got more than the rest, but I mean, it's still a trailer, man.
Well, hey, don't ruin the bit. But don't ruin the bit. But the good news is we know how they defeat Galactus. She's gonna look at Galactus and go, no, you're being toxic. I'm just gonna keep doing that bit. Sue Richards is gonna wag that finger at Galactus. And then Shally Ball's gonna come down and go, she's right, you're being toxic. And you're gonna have Sue Richards and the Silver Surfer wagging that finger at Galactus, and he's gonna go, you know what? You're right. I realize now that this is not a healthy way to express myself. I will leave. And they beat the Galactus. Talk no jutsu, baby. That's the new Marvel way. Talk no jutsu. Hey, at least I'm sure there's no other franchises they went soft on in Marvel. I'm sure.
So the Daredevil ended this week.
Yeah, I was doing that.
Daredevil Born Again Season 1 has officially aired its last episode. Supposedly there will be a Season 2. But yeah, no, I will say, like, I watched the first episode and I was annoyed with the choreography of the fight scene.
Oh, that was badly done. Oh.
But other than that, the first episode wasn't so bad. I mean, it was almost action from end to end. I mean, it was other than the first bar scene where they're chilling and talking for a bit, and then
who choreographed it?
Huh?
Like, who choreographed it though, man?
I don't know.
Like, it should have been better than it was. And like you said, it felt like it was that sped up fight footage, but I don't know why. It didn't have the same. You could clearly tell they did not hire anybody that worked on the Netflix one. They were trying to. You could tell it was someone imitating someone else's work, like somebody trying to choreograph like that, but failing dramatically. You know what I mean? I look at that fight scene and I dream of what it could have been if it had been a part of the Netflix run. You know?
No, I agree, dude. I agree.
A lot of potential, but.
And I mean, that was the only time they really tried. I think the long corridor fight scenes like that with not a lot of cuts. The rest of the fight scenes had a lot of cuts. I mean, dude, Daredevil gets his ass kicked so much. Like,
I know. By everybody.
You know, and I get the first fight being tough, you know, because he's been out of it for a little bit. But then, like, just a bad cop just beats him, you know. And, I mean, he wins, don't get me wrong, but he takes a lot more damage than he should.
Then a kid takes him out because that kid took some
jiu-jitsu,
because
he took a month of kung fu or something, of taekwondo.
1 month jiu-jitsu. I can fight toe-to-toe with Daredevil, baby. He can barely win.
But, yeah, dude, it was hard to do the suspension of disbelief on this one. And honestly, the first episode, like I said, wasn't horrible. From there, it got worse and worse.
They did so many characters dirty, especially
Kingpin. Oh, man, I can't believe they did White Tiger like they did White Tiger. I'm not going to spoil any things. I'm just
he got done dirty.
But, if you do watch it, go look up his what all that amulet does for him and go.
Look up what the amulet he's wearing does and then replay as we did the scene of what happens to him, and you will go, how?
Yeah. On top of that, like after the first episode, the next like 7 episodes or 6 episodes, the next 6 episodes are just Daredevil being indecisive and not doing anything.
No, there's another angle, though we try to dodge this. It's also, there's a message. And it's a very controversial.
Well, overall, I mean, you talk about the overall show being, it's anti-cop.
Heavily.
Fisk is elected mayor, which he's a felon who got elected mayor. And then, so, I mean, a lot of political undertones. On top of that, like I said, a lot of indecision on many of people's parts. It just felt like they were dragging it on. And then the last 2 episodes seemed to be, all right, let's do everything that we should have been doing over the last 6 episodes. And so you get this super rushed 2 episodes to try to fix everything. And so it threw me because even the cameras and stuff, how the camera angles work, were all different in the first episode and the last 2 episodes. Come to find out, that's because those 3 episodes were almost complete reshoots.
And honestly, he's seen the whole thing. I was skipping through it because it was giving me heartburn. But I noticed that the last episode shots were way better done. Like, the quality level of the last episode and maybe the one before that, it looked like a completely different show. It almost was like somebody tried to, like he said, fix it. And it's sad because you wish they'd let them do a run over of the whole thing.
Well, and the best characters in the show were not Daredevil. Yeah,
because even though they did Fist dirty, his actor's still amazing.
Yeah.
And it's just a really good... And he has the better fight scenes, honestly. Like, he's just, like, everything was better done by people other than Daredevil. Daredevil is kind of an absolute dumbass and kind of a loser most of the series.
Originally, they tried to separate it from the original show. So that's the other thing. Like, when they did the reshoots, they added Foggy and, the girl... back in. And so you had them for that one episode. Then, of course, I had to get rid of them because, of course, they had 6 episodes that they had already made that they didn't want that connection there originally. So
and they pop up.
You get these relationships with people that you don't really care about, and it honestly doesn't seem like Daredevil cares about them either. They're just such very fake relationships.
That girlfriend arc is suck.
Oh man, worst sucky. Girlfriend ever. I mean, they meet because his, and this isn't really a spoiler. It's just one of those things of, hey, my friend sent me here to talk to you. Oh, haha! Look, they were trying to set us up. We told them not to do that. Well, you know what? I actually sort of like you, so we're gonna hook up, and we're just not gonna tell them. Ha ha.
Why is he such a passive? But even in that relationship, this dude was suave and charming, and everything else. And this, he's a bitch. Like, I did not like this Matt Murdock. Everybody he talks to basically looks at him and goes, "You're being stupid, right?" And and that's pretty much every conversation. No, but, and they're like, no, but
dude, the relationship's not believable. He goes, they're supposed to be in this relationship, and he goes, hey, this guy, I know him. Don't trust him. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with that guy.
No, don't do that. You're bringing him. If he's in your life, then he's in our lives. And why, mommy, get my pacifier.
So, if you want to see some good action, watch the last 2 episodes and just leave it at that.
Did you literally call it epi-shit? Hey, it ain't a spoiler because I'm pretty sure people can see the cast. Like, Frank Castle. You know what I mean? Frank Castle. Can't be a secret dude by now. I mean, people got to know he's in there. Like,
oh no, that's Frank Castle's another one that's sort of funny though, because they introduce his character in like episode 5. So this is the original, and basically they introduce him so that he can tell them, hey, look, this stuff's going on, and Frank's just like, all right, I'll get to that, And then when the real writers came back, all of a sudden Frank's like, fuck you.
Oh yeah, this ain't season 2 Punisher. This is season 1 Punisher. This is very much season 1 Punisher.
Season 2 Punisher was in the middle.
They stripped,
and then they went back to season 1 for those last 2 episodes.
What'd you say?
I said the season 2 Punisher showed up in that middle episode. Then the season 1 Punisher came back. And
the season 1 Punisher apparently murdered that one in an alley and took over for the last bit of the. You're like, Frank. This is Frank. This is the Frank we know. Yeah. You're an asshole, Frank. I know. That's Frank Castle. So hey,
don't kill that guy. Okay,
I'll
kill that guy.
Hey, look. Not a great Daredevil show. Pretty good Punisher show, though. Not a bad. If you focus on the Punisher episodes, you can put together a pretty good little sit down. That's like there's about 3 good Punisher focus episodes in there. It's a decent. It's what we should have got for season 2 of Punisher. So I think that whoever came back for that said, "I'm going to do what I was planning to do with Punisher." All right, there we go. And dude, the sheer amount of blood when Punisher shows up, the blood multiplies. I mean, it's gallons. It's one cut literally just sprays like a bucket. Somebody had to be down there with a bucket and just went, ha! Like, I looked at Xeno and I was like, dude, you see all that blood? Like, holy, what did he hit? 3 femoral arteries at once? Just like, rah! It was beautiful. So Frank Castle's awesome. This gets better at the end. We clearly once again somebody came back and said, "What the hell do you have Fisk doing?" Okay, no, it's gonna end like this. Yes, that's the shot. Yeah, boom. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you people. I saw Echo. Y'all wrong for that. You know, it almost people came in and said, "I'm getting you back for Echo. I'm getting you back for season 2 Punisher, Daredevil." You made him do the walk of shame. We can't save him. He did the walk of shame. We can't save him, man.
Never did see that yellow suit.
Walk with his boots in his hands. He's done. Might as well have gave him a purse. He's out.
Yeah, never did see the yellow suit, man.
I unfortunately did see enough She-Hulk to see him in the She-Hulk, and it was awful.
Well, no, I'm just saying the yellow suit that they kept talking about.
They ditched that. They knew better. This crap would have got past episode 1.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have watched it if he showed up in a yellow suit.
So.
All right, now I will give them this. I cannot do the bit. While they kind of tried, like Fisk's wife almost tried to talk no jutsu, but in the end, that crap don't work on the Kingpin. So no talk, no jutsu. In the end, bad boss girls had to step aside, and it's like, no, this ain't the Queen Pin, motherfucker. It's the Kingpin. So I can say that there's a redemption near the end, and it gets
like
back
I said,
on
last
track.
2 episodes, that's the important ones.
Yes.
Right.
It starts. But man, I'm gonna tell you, you gotta keep going because that middle episode, you'll be looking at this going like, oh my God, we are going full Echo season 2 here. Whoa.
Yeah, episodes 2 through 7 are rough to get through. But episode 1, 8, and 9, they're decent.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the thing. You get great Frank Castle. You get some really good Wilson, especially, oh man, that one scene where he's giving the speech.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. That is the speech from Fisk is good and so visceral is what I'll use the word for. So there are good parts, but I mean, notice that we're talking about not even 50% of the show.
Yeah.
Because even in those episodes, that ain't the whole episode. It's parts of 8, parts of 9. Parts of 1 are pretty good.
Well, I mean, you only recover so much,
So it's still a case of probably 75% schlock, 25%. You probably want to at least see these scenes. And, Zeno's my boy. He mainly only made me watch the good stuff. He showed me some of the bad so I could comment on it. And it is bad. It's pretty bad. But
I will say, overall, I give the full season about a 5 out of 10.
I'm sorry, but with 70% of it being bad, I got to give it a 3 because 3 parts of it are good. And 7 parts of it are trash. I can't go that because it's not 50% good. That's my opinion. It's not 50% good.
No, it's not 50% good, but I feel bad going under 5/10 on a.
Well, I mean, I'm doing it a certain way. But let me tell you something. That 3 out of 10 is worth seeing. Those 3 parts, they're classics. And they're going to be classics. They're going to be classic scenes.
So.
In fact, no, we don't. Man, we'll get sued to hell because I almost wish I could just put together the good parts. I'd be like, can we just put together the good part? I'm like, nope, they would sue the skulls right off of our dang logo.
I mean, honestly, this would be the perfect show to do like they do a lot of the animes and do an abridged version. You could make a really good Daredevil abridged version.
This would be good for a Daredevil abridged. You're gonna have to stretch if you want to get 15 minutes. But no, it's got at least.
You got about a full 30 minutes you could pull.
Yeah, you got about 30 minutes of good. Yeah, you could do a decent abridged. Yeah, there you go, people. Somebody out there with the talent, do an abridged version.
So, all right, guys. Well, that's where we're gonna wrap up. Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to Dicejunkies.com where you find links everywhere we are online. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit our notification bell on our YouTube channel. Happy Easter, and as every week,
we hope you enjoy.